Welcome to another episode of Ripping On. Tonight's episode is going to be on Bad Boy Bubby. This movie was recommended to me just today, actually. An individual told me that it was a very odd and very strange movie, so it spiked my interest. So I said I'd watch it immediately today. So let's hop right into it. So the movie starts off kind of vague, right? It doesn't tell you much about the world. It doesn't give you much of a sense of the world other than the two people that interact inside of this apartment building. You do get a sense of like an apocalyptic sense, that maybe it's a post-apocalyptic world where you have to have a gas mask to go out and interact outside and all that kind of stuff. But then it's very odd because the behavior of the man in the relationship or the couple is very odd. So I was like questioning a little bit. Anyways, so let's keep going. As this movie progresses, I guess this movie is very odd. Very different from my typical type of movies that I would watch. So basically, from what I can understand or wrap my mind around, is that this woman abuses the poor individual, like the guy inside of the relationship or whatever, and at the same time, like he's very odd. Like when I say odd, it's like his behavior is very strange. Anyways, and I also kind of realized that the person mimics everything that they interact with and all that kind of stuff. Very peculiar. But anyways, I mean, we don't understand what happened in the world yet, so it's kind of like we'll learn at some point what's going on. But we do notice that the she's abusive. She's very abusive to the poor guy, and yet again, she sleeps with the guy. So it's like it's like it's such a weird relationship that I'm witnessing here. Anyways, let's keep going. So it's very weird. Like from what I've noticed, like the individual mimics everything that the woman does to him, and he does it to the poor animal and stuff. So it's very odd. But then I'm basically at the scene where he questions breathing or something of the sort, and she decides to almost suffocate him to show him what breathing is. So I didn't quite get the questioning that led to this because the audio in my movie for some weird reason is low. Anyways, so yeah, it's very odd. Okay, after she like apparently suffocates this poor dude, he becomes obsessed with breathing, and then he ends up killing the cat. Now, I have issues with animals in movies, but for some weird reason, the cat that they use prior to it dying seems legit like an actual cat. So I don't know if they actually wrapped a cat in saran wrap for that, but anyways, let's keep going. Okay, this movie just took like a very bizarre twist. So we kind of come across this scene where a man shows up and the dude imitates him. The woman kind of understands or knows who the person is. I don't know. But then the man comes in and they start talking, and then you realize that the guy who she was interacting with is actually her son, and the man who just showed up is the dad. Anyways, it turns into this weird, like all the previous stuff that you learned, it turns into this weird, like incest. Anyways, don't want to get too much into it, but it's weird. Yeah, so let's keep going. So I'm assuming that the I'm gonna call him the son, or I should just call them Bubby. So I'm assuming this is the first time because it seems like this kid was literally locked away inside of this freaking hellhole and was being abused. And now he's just encountered a new human, and that brought about whatever curiosity and all this kind of stuff. And he starts mimicking the dad. But then I'm assuming that he now encountered emotions because now he's been replaced by the dad in the mom's bedroom. Holy crap, this movie's outside of the norm. Um, so he goes on this weird tantrum and he destroys the place. And I'm basically right after the scene where he's kind of killed his mom and dad with his obsession for breathing, and he's now going out into the world. So it's like, yeah, this movie just took a weird ass spin. But anyways, let's keep going. Yeah, another cat in the scene, and it dies, and I swear it's either they put the cat to sleep or it's a dead cat he's interacting with. So yeah, I'm questioning. Okay, so I basically just finished watching the movie in its entirety. I didn't want to pause anymore because I was like, I have to see where this leads. And I kept expecting it to get worse. I mean, the chain of events that create this character or his development as he progresses in a world that he's brand new to is phenomenal. So I think whoever wrote this, the director and all that kind of stuff, like they did an excellent job in capturing the essence of the character and all that kind of stuff. The actor himself also, he did a great job, like without a doubt. Um, so yes, so this whole entire movie is a weird ass fucked up movie, and I'm gonna give it my rating, and I'm also gonna give suggestions and all that kind of stuff at the end because this one is really interesting. So my rating for this movie would be a 7.5 out of 10, and I'm gonna assume that most people probably might not like this movie because of the whole incest thing and the chain of events that come afterwards. So I would assume most people would probably give this movie like a 3 to 4 out of 10. But I actually found this movie excellent. It's recommended, but at the same time, I have to caution anyone who decides to listen to this movie. It is fucked. I think that's the best way to describe it. It's fucked, but it's good. But you have to have can't be faint of heart because you might not like it, but it's definitely worthwhile. Anyways, we will see you guys on the next episode. And anyone who sees this movie after watching this, let me know what you think.